What's up everyone? Welcome to Yoga with Adrian. I'm Adrian and this is Benji who's joining me on set today. We have a Yoga for Beginners practice for you. This is really great for people who are brand new to yoga or wanting to get into yoga in a way that feels supportive. We're going to break down some of the basics. We're going to talk about alignment and ultimately help you, guide you to finding what feels good. So hop into something comfy and let's get started. Let's begin in a nice seat. Now, as a beginner, and this is just everybody, we're so used to sitting in chairs and on toilets and stuff like that, we've kind of lost this connection to getting down nice and low and being able to sit up tall. So I just want to say right off the bat, if you cannot sit in a cross-legged seat, you are not alone. And in time, we'll be able to do that. Even me, I grew up dancing. It was really hard for me to sit cross-legged for any amount of time in the beginning. And I remember that being a real struggle. So if that's you, I got your back. We're gonna start in a comfortable seat on the ground, but if you are already thinking that that's not available to you in your body, you can start in a chair, you can start standing. We're just gonna take a second to tune in. This is part of the foundations of our practice. Taking a second to just let the day thus far melt away and put the future on hold and really dig into the present moment so that we can get the most out of our practice and so that we can really align with where we're at today. So we focus on alignment as aligning the bones, but also there's this other aspect to aligning with just what is today. And I think it's a really great practice for, loving yourself and being the best version of yourself, that practice. So if you want to try getting down nice and low, I recommend sitting on something. Now you might not have a yoga block available, so you can pause the video and grab a couple towels, fold it up, or a blanket, or maybe a couch pillow that's nice and firm. Hey-o. Maybe a couple blocks, or maybe just give it a go on the ground. What's nice about lifting the hips up is that you can find length with more ease in the spine because the knees are dropping down below the hip sockets, just making it a little bit more easier for you to kind of root down and rise up through the spine. So just take a second to get settled in. And when you arrive in your seat, I'd love for you to flip the palms and lift your heart. So again, nice and easy, we're flipping the palms and we're lifting the heart. Now I won't spend too much time here because I know time is precious and we want to get through a practice, but this might just be the most important moment of this video where we close our eyes. So trust the video, trust me, trust yourself, close your eyes and take the deepest breath you've taken in all day. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders. On your next inhale, see if you can grow a little bit taller. And then again, on an exhale, relax your shoulders. And one more time, just like that, inhale. See if you can grow a little bit taller, lengthening all the way up through the spine, the neck, the crown of the head. And on an exhale, relax your shoulders. And we'll take a second here to draw a couple circles with the nose. So this can be really refreshing for the neck, the shoulders. It's a very simple move. You can do it anytime, anywhere, drawing big circles with the nose one way and then the other, reverse it. So gently working out any kinks, I'd like to invite you to gently deepen your breath here. Just take a couple nice refreshing breaths in and out through the nose. And then just notice if you're starting to collapse in the spine here, the chest. See if you can remain aware all the way up through the crown. Find that gentle lift in the heart. Cool. Then we're going to inhale, spread the fingertips super wide and reach the arms all the way up. Inhale, stretch. See if you can lift and lengthen all four sides of the torso. So don't worry about any shape here. Just focus on the sensation. We'll get to the shapes in just a moment. But just kind of embracing that sensation, getting in the habit of focusing our awareness on the sensation rather than the shape. So take a big stretch, lift through the front body, the back body, the side bodies, and then on an exhale, rain it down. This time, palms face down. Loop the shoulders, lift the heart even more. Inhale in deeply, and exhale completely. Close your eyes, and if you like, just set a little intention, something you want to work on, something you want to intend, something you want to do in this time, and it could just be to get through the whole video. And when you feel like you have something, anything, just to focus your awareness on, take one more deep breath in, and then exhale out through the mouth. Sweet. Thriller arms. We take the fingertips forward and then down. We start to feel a really nice stretch through the forearm here, and then this strong action as you pull the shoulders back into socket. So really reach out as if you're trying to reach for something, like gimme, 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 and then fingertips down and plug the shoulders back so you can really feel that. The shoulder blades are coming together. And then lift your heart. And then big stretch here. So if you work, well, if you have a phone, this is great. Okay, and so the main action here that I'd like you to remember is pulling that shoulder into socket and really feeling this awareness, this broadening through the upper back body. And if you're like, I don't know what that means, no problem. Take what works for you, leave what doesn't. We'll flip the script here now, flipping the hands, just feeling a stretch through the fingertips really wide, so lots of awareness through every fingertip. And if you want a little bit more, you can take one hand to the fingers and stretch here, and then the other. And then some circles. And you might notice, oh my God, I'm so out of shape. My arms are starting to get tired. You know, this is what happens when we start to really work with awareness and focus on getting in alignment with where we are today. It's the good stuff. Cool, and then shake it out. All right, we're gonna come forward onto all fours. Take your time. One really great thing as a beginner to consider in yoga, and this is for people who have been doing yoga a long time too, they need this reminder, is to kind of relish and stay present in the transitions, right? A lot of people, they don't get injured in yoga poses, but in the transition, because the mindfulness kind of goes away. There's a disconnect. So just a little food for thought as you move. Oh, sorry, buddy. From your seat to all fours. Take your time. Come to a tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. Press away from your yoga mat. And then really see if you can spread the fingertips super wide. And then just notice if the toes are coming in or splaying out. We start to really pay attention to the detail here. Yeah, Benji's doing his yoga too. So pressing into the tops of the feet. And then after you take a moment to look at the video and look down, look at the video and look down, take a second to press away from your yoga mat and lengthen through the crown of the head and close your eyes and see if you can feel this straight line from the crown to the tail. So one of the things that happens a lot here is we collapse through the shoulder blades and we collapse through the lower back body. So step one, try to lift up between the two shoulder blades, almost as if you were lifting your heart space up through the center of your back. So again, you can look at the video, it looks like this. Here I am collapsed, and then here I am broadening through the upper back. Same thing with the lower back. You might have a little sway back here, which feels really good sometimes, but for this tabletop, we want to find this connection to our center and to the midline, which is going to support us in a lot of our standing postures. So lengthen the tailbone towards the back of your mat, and then again, press away from your yoga mat to find this expansion, this length. The navel draws up to the spine, and so you can imagine placing a little teacup on the back of the neck and on the lower back body, and it would not fall, it would be balanced. Again, tabletop position. You might start to shake here, you might start to sweat here and think, oh no, I'm so out of shape, or oh my God. No, you're perfectly in shape, and this is what it feels like to really work with this integrity, this awareness in the body. Take one more breath here, And then cat-cow is never gonna feel as good as it does after really awakening this line of the spine. So drop the belly whenever you're ready. We release that line and we inhale as we look up. And then reverse it. Exhale, curl the tailbone under, navel draws up. Again, it's an exhale as you round chin to chest. Notice if the hands and feet have changed here. Lots of mindfulness through every toe, through every finger. As you inhale, drop the belly, look up, press away from your yoga mat, not collapsed. And then exhale, curling the tail, rounding through. This is on the exhale. Let's do one more on your own. Big inhale. And big exhale. Awesome. Bring the knees together, curl the toes under. We come off the hands, give the hands a break as we give the feet some love. So you'll flip the palms face up. For a lot of folks, this is going to send off some alarm bells right away. So I'd like for you to align your head over your heart over your pelvis. And then rather than just dumping all the weight into your feet, as if you were, at story time as a kid, really sweet and relaxed and not very heavy, see if you can lighten your load by lifting up. We call this mula bandha, but more on that later. Just drawing energy up, engaging the muscles of the pelvic floor to just find a lightness, a support from within. Take one more deep breath here. You got it. It's a big stretch for the feet. And then exhale, come back to all fours. Walk the knees underneath the hip points, wrists underneath the shoulders once again. Beautiful. Now this time, we're going to test this line from the crown to the tail. We call this the danda, Sanskrit for the stick or the staff. So you can literally draw a line from the crown to the tail. We're going to test this by inhaling in and exhaling, pressing away from the yoga mat and lifting the knees just about a ½ inch above the ground to awaken your core, your center. So we're going to walk the hands out now, and I'm going to really pay attention to my hands here as I prep for downward dog. So pressing into all 10 fingerprints, I'm going to draw the shoulders away from the ears just like I did with thriller arms. Curl the toes under. Inhale, look forward, drop the belly. And then exhale, rounding through, and then sending it all the way up. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a rounding. Then inhale in again, lift the heels, and exhale, drop the heels, melt your heart back. Press into all 10 fingerprints, and then bend your knees generously, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, pressing, really, really rooting into that index finger and thumb, my friends. Now breathe deep here. Again, bend the knees. You can pedal the legs a little bit here if it feels good. And again, I'm trying to, let's go ahead and shine our biceps towards each other. So turn your biceps to face each other here. And then notice if you're holding in the head and the neck. Great. Take deep breaths. Inhale in. And then exhale all the way back down to all fours. Awesome work. Take a break if you need to, child's pose, or you can always come back on to the feet here and take a rest. We're going to head into a lunge, so whenever you're ready, you'll meet me with the right foot forward and the left foot back. Take your time getting there, nice and slow. We're just going to bring the right foot forward. So if you're like, oh, I'm so clumsy, I can't do yoga, this home practice opportunity is just the most wonderful way to get into your body and start to explore the tools of yoga. So when you arrive there, we're going to really work on everything from the ground up. The front toes are going to be pointing forward. Go ahead and lower that back knee if you haven't already. And then I'm going to make sure that my front knee is over the front ankle. So a lot of times this front knee will go over the toes, and in its essence, it's not going to hurt you on the first try, but over time, that's really going to be not good for the knee. So we want front knee over front ankle, and you'll come into this alignment a lot, a lot of your standing posture. So it's a great place to start, nice down low. Lower the back knee if it's not already, so that you can really start to find some spaciousness through the front body. So chances are we're rounding here because natural, normal, human, modern day culture tightness. So in time, we'll keep that back knee lowered. So in time, we can slowly begin to come up onto the fingertips, Still keeping front knee over front ankle, and slowly begin to kind of come out of our turtle shell, draw the shoulder blades down the back body, and lift the heart, just like we did at the beginning of practice. Now again, this seems like a really easy yoga move, but if you're sweating, shaking here, yes, because we're working in our alignment in a way in which we are active and aware, and so it's gonna wake up parts of the body that you just haven't maybe felt in a while. Even me here, I'm like, whew, I can feel it. So now, rather than dumping all my weight into the legs, I'm gonna try to find this energy up through my midline again, almost a scissor effect, as if I were drawing the front edge of my mat, and the back edge of my mat together. So you'll feel it out. And then last but not least, you might lift the back knee, or you might keep it nice and low today and lift the back knee on another day, because you're going to return to this video, right? So that you can see how things are progressing and growing and evolving on your journey. So you might stay nice and low, or you might lift the back knee. I'm going to really spike the left heel towards the back edge of my yoga mat. And then again, that scissor effect. So I'm pulling my right hip crease back. I'm not on a tightrope. I have two parallel lines here. Wherever you are, take one deep breath in, and then exhale, plant the palms, slowly lower the back knee down, followed by the front knee, and then again, take a rest. So it could be child's pose for you, or it could be just coming back to kneeling. So in this moment, close your eyes and just observe your breath and notice how you feel. You're doing awesome. And then when you're ready, we're going to check out that same low lunge on the other side. So take it nice and slow. Remember what I said about transitions. This time the left foot's going to come forward, left toe is really pointing forward, and right knee back. When you arrive, take your time to really pay attention to what's going on. So that's another beautiful thing about the home practice, is you don't have to move at the same pace as 30 other people in the yoga room. You really kind of make it your own. Front knee over front ankle, check that out. Then back knee's lowered. And then see if you can lift up through the center channel. And once again, we try to come out of our turtle shell here. So the spine will be rounding forward. We're gonna remember our cat-cow. We're gonna open up through the chest. Feel that long length stretching through the belly. And then just check it out. Breathing deep. Maybe we curl the back toes under. And maybe we lift the back knee up. Now, if you can, try to keep the chest open, the heart reaching forward just energetically, right? This will help us, our intention of moving forward, so that we can keep length in the spine. Big breath in. And big breath out. Plant the palms. Awesome work. Come back to all fours. Take a rest, either child's pose or kneeling. Close your eyes. Just notice how you feel. Awesome work. Going back to that downward facing dog whenever you're ready. Take your time. Practice moving nice and slow in and out of transitions, listening to your body and enjoying, even when it feels challenging or you feel like you have two left feet or whatever it is. Try to enjoy the process. Downward facing dog. So the index finger and thumb are rooting down strong. The hands are spread wide, fingertips spread wide rather. And we're creating basically an upside down V. Tops of the shoulders, roll away, externally rotate away from the ears. Again, try to have your two biceps looking towards each other. Then turn your two big toes in. Let the sitting bones shine left to right as you do that, because we're moving the hip socket here. It should feel really good. And then bend your knees slightly. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Shake the head a little yes, a little no. Keep rooting strong through that index finger and thumb. You got this. Then inhale, look forward, nice and slow, gentle in the neck. And nice and slow, we're going to step the feet up as many steps as you need, all the way up to the front edge of the mat. Feet are hip width apart, so you don't need to come tightly bound here. It's really nice, especially for the first forward fold of any practice, to bend the knees generously and stretch the lower back body. Ease into your hamstring stretches and find release in the head and neck. So clasp the elbows, root down through all four corners of the feet. So that's the ball joint of the big toe, the ball joint of that pinky toe, and then the back two corners of your heels. Continue to breathe here. Nice and loose in the head and the neck. Take one more big breath in. Then exhale, release the fingertips to the ground, root down through the feet, tuck your chin into your chest, and slowly roll it up to standing, nice and slow. So roll up nice and slow, resist the urge to rush here. And as you lift your heart, really root to rise, as we say in the practice. And the idea is really feeling that pressing down through the feet and the rising up through this center channel of your spine. Peace, Benji. So yeah, give yourself some space. Just notice if you're kind of tightly bound here. This opening and the asanas really offer an opportunity for you to send just a new signal to your body than maybe your habitual, to your brain than your habitual self. So your habitual self will, right, for many, 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 many reasons, and some of them out of your control. So yeah, all that to say, see if you can play with opening up here in a big, big, beautiful Tadasana, and know that this is sending a signal to your brain going, okay, I'm available, I'm open, just that. And take a deep breath in. And then exhale, see if you can imagine your shoulder blades melting down your back body. And then this is a big, big alignment thing. Make sure that the toes are still pointing forward. I'm going to lift up through the front body, and then I'm going to ground through the back body. Then engage the inner thighs a little bit. Find a lift from the pelvic floor. And tops of the thigh bones are going to have just a slight inner rotation. And again, if this is too much right now, just take one thing at a time, one day at a time. Take what works, leave what doesn't. And take one more deep breath in here, smile a little bit. And then exhale, relax your shoulders. Beautiful. Inhale, spread the fingertips, reach the arms all the way up. Nice big full body stretch here. Take the pinkies forward and the thumbs back, and imagine you're holding a big beach ball over your head. Now make sure you're not clenching here. So we're creating lots of space. Again, finding that rotation in the shoulder. Think about those thriller arms when we plugged in. Big breaths here. And then last but not least, I have my long puppy belly going on here. I'm just going to draw the navel in slightly, connect to my center, whatever that means to you. Inhale in. Exhale, release left hand to the waistline. I'm going to take my right fingertips behind, nice and slow, and just draw big circles in space. Try to keep breathing and enjoy this time for yourself. Then reverse it, soften the fingers. Big breaths. And then right hand to the waistline, same thing, left fingertips. Go back, doing a little bit of the backstroke here. Opening up through the chest, starting to wake up these muscles of the pectorals, the lats and the back body, and then reverse it. You gotta get Missy Elliott on this yoga show. Dreams can come true. Hands come to the waistline. Okay, so now we're going to practice bringing the feet together. Samasthitihi, 4-part equal standing is what we call it. And the idea is that, more or less, we're creating this post, this big, basically taking our 2 feet and creating 1 foot, one solid base. So I'll squeeze the inner arches together, squeeze the inner thighs, the knees together, press into all 4 corners of the feet. And then once again, I'd love for you to find this upward current, this lift up through the front body and this grounding through the back body. So rather than thinking of tucking the pelvis super hard, just think about lengthening your tailbone down and just play. Then inner thighs are going to squeeze in, and think about this rotation of the top of the thigh going inward and out towards the back edge of your mat. More on that another day, but just playing with that maybe a little bit here. So the idea is that you're wanting to find a nice strong base. Then once again, whenever you're ready, we'll drop the fingertips down, open the palms, and inhale, reach the fingertips up and overhead. Fingertips kiss, and then exhale, bend your knees and take it all the way down into a forward fold. So bend your knees as generously as you need to here. And if you have a block or something to lift the earth up to you, that's kind of helpful sometimes, so you can start to create space mindfully. Now, if you're a super beginner, you're going to keep your eyes open and maybe focused on one point so that you have stability, a little bit of balance. Then check it out. On your next inhale, release the arms and slide the palms all the way past the tops of the feet, up past the shins, the knees, all the way to the tops of your thighs. Then loop your shoulders, bend your knees, pull the elbows back, and try to create length from the crown to the tail, flat back position here. Just like we did in tabletop, lift the space between your two shoulder blades, draw the navel up, hug the elbows into the side body, take a deep breath in. When you hear halfway lift in a flow practice, it's to find this length here. On an exhale, release. Press into your foundation, your feet, spread the fingertips, open the palms, and inhale, rise up. Root to rise, press into your foundation, big stretch here, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, hands to the waist. Awesome work. Okay, soft knees, we're just gonna slide the left foot back. So we have right foot forward, left foot back. I'm gonna pivot on my back foot, warrior one is where I'm headed. So just breaking it down. Left toes are pointing towards the front left corner of your yoga mat. Right toes are pointing forward. And I'm actually gonna use my hands to slowly guide my belly forward. Traditionally, the hips are square, but for a lot of beginners, I find that it's kind of like we're kind of skipping. If we're just moving into the shape, we're kind of missing all the good stuff that's supposed to help us feel grounded and joyful. So in the posture. So front knee bends, front knee over front ankle. And for now, don't worry about getting those hips square. Worry about the sensation of your foundation. So press into the outer edge of the back foot. Take your left hand to your left inner thigh and just give it a little slap to engage that muscle. So then this leg starts to become really strong and really rooted. Front knee over front ankle, hands on the waistline. Lift up through the front body, ground through the back body. All these things we've been working on, and then take the palms gently at your sides. Keep this rotation in the shoulder. As you inhale, rise up, warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Find the scissor effect, so we're not just dumping into this shape, but we're drawing energy up through the midline. We take one more deep breath here. And then on an exhale, I'm gonna send my left fingertips back, right fingertips forward, warrior two. You might widen your stance here. You might bring your right heel in so that it's in alignment with your left arch. Now, front knee over front ankle here. Take a look down. Make sure you can see your front big toe. Now lengthen the tailbone down, lift up through the front body, ground through the back body. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. There's a tendency here to reach forward. Think about drawing your center right underneath your heart space and hugging those lower ribs in. Breathing deep. Inhale in, exhale, relax the shoulders down. Great, now we're gonna challenge ourselves here by dropping the left fingertips down, nice and slow, move with me. And as I move my center forward, I'm gonna lift my back heel and come into a high lunge for one big breath. Inhale, lift up through the front body. And then exhale, rain, hands to waistline. Step the back foot up to meet the front. Take as many steps as you need to come back to your mountain pose. Inhale in. Exhale, let it go. Awesome. Slide the right foot back. Pivot on the back foot. Right toes are pointing towards the front right corner of your yoga mat or the front right corner of your room. Then take a second to really start with your feet always. Left toes pointing forward, Front knee over front ankle. Focus on the sensation over the shape. We're definitely shifting the world of yoga now to understand that, yes, if we're all going to learn yoga, then we all need to learn it in our bodies, not try to do what someone else is doing in their body. So lengthen the tailbone down, press into the outer edge of that back foot strong, and then lift through the right inner arch, inner leg. Take your right hand to your right inner thigh, give it a little slap just to wake up that leg, and then you'll start to feel it, right? Engage. We call this action. So we work on the alignment and then the action of hugging the muscle to the bone, front knee over front ankle. We lift up through the center channel. That's up through the spine. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. Make sure you can see your front big toe. And then when you're ready, fingertips are going to come down, palms open, and we inhale, reach for the sky. Warrior one. Big breaths here. Lifting up from the pelvic floor, so we're not just dumping here, but really feeling this rooting to rise quality in our warrior Virabhadrasana 1. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, right fingertips go back, left fingertips go forward. We might walk that left heel in line with the arch of the right foot. And then again, just notice, are we reaching forward here? Can we draw the navel in, tailbone down? Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Big breaths here. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, so nice and long in the neck. A great way to test the shoulders here is to open the palms and then keep that external rotation that we've been working on in the shoulders, and then just flip the palms down. Yes, awesome work. Deep breath in. Right fingertips are going to draw down. Here we go, challenging our balance here. Navel draws in, stay connected to your core, your center. I pivot on the back foot. Big stretch in the front of the right hip crease here. Inhale, front knee bends, high lunge. Keep the back heel lifted. You got this. Inhale, spread the fingertips, open your heart. And then exhale, hands are going to come down to the waistline. And with control, with grace even, we try stepping the back foot up to meet the front, mountain pose. Deep breath in, exhale, let it go. Awesome work. All right, let's take it down, cool it off, and then you're home free. Here we go. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Great work. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to the tops of the thighs. Find that length. And exhale, fold. Plant the palms. You're going to step the right toes back, followed by the left. Press away from your yoga mat. 5 seconds in plank. Lift up between the space between your shoulder blades. Draw your navel up towards the sky. Send a fireball shooting out through the crown of your head, and reach your heels back. Press away from your yoga mat. One more breath. And release to the knees. Awesome work, child's pose. Knees together. We swim the fingertips all the way around towards the heels, and we relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And a long exhale out. And exhale, release. Awesome work. Slowly reach the fingertips up towards the front edge. We'll come through all fours and just nice and easy swing the legs to one side and come to a seat once again. This time with the legs extended out in front. And you can actually bend the knees from the start here, so we'll kind of dig the heels into the earth. Move the fleshy part of the buttocks aside so you can really feel your sits bones connect. And then sit up nice and tall. And again, if you need to sit up on a blanket or a block here to find length in the spine, we're working on that. So try not to get frustrated if the spine is super rounded here. That's why we're here. I got you. So in time, we'll be able to find this lift and this lengthen. Bending the knees certainly helps. And if you're already at a place where you feel like, oh, I think I can extend my legs out long and still keep this posture up, then play with that. Okay, we'll bring the fingertips to the sides, or you can press into the palms, Dandasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, relax your shoulders down. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Sweet. Now keep the left leg extended, bring the right knee all the way up and in. So options here, I can take the left hand to the right knee, swim the right fingertips around. I'm working to try to keep that length. So the tendency here is that, like a magnet, the navel draws back and the spine rounds. So try to keep that length. That's what we're working on. If you want to go a little deeper, you can take the left elbow to the right knee. Benji, everybody. And start to lift and lengthen up through the spine. So we're here, or we're here. We're twisting. We're working on our posture slowly but surely, breathing deep. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, relax your shoulders. One more time, inhale, lift up through your heart. And exhale, relax your shoulders. Benji, everybody. Okay, great, release. Leave it to Benji to keep it real. Okay, extend the right leg out long, left leg comes up. We're almost done here. You can kind of smile. Benji's actually a good reminder of just like practicing at home. There's distractions, there's so much going on, but you rock. A way to take this time for yourself. So right hand comes to the knee, left fingertips come behind. Sup. We inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. You can also hug the elbow in here. See, we'll just keep it. We'll just roll with it. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, relax your shoulders. What I meant. Okay, we're just neutralizing through the spine, and also we're working on growing that posture that you desire. So no, this video is great for beginners because no worries if you feel like, oh, I'm never gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there together. All right, enough of that. Release. Benji's like, finish up, it's time to play, my yoga. We're gonna come slowly onto the back again. Remember what I said about transitions, super mindful. So take the hands to the backs of the thighs as you roll down, yeah. And then hug the knees into the chest and feel supported by the earth. This should feel awesome. Squeeze the knees into the chest. If this is too much for you, you can do one knee at a time, baby, no prob. And find what feels good. Get a little massage on the back body. You might draw some circles with the knees. And then eventually we're gonna come to happy baby pose. And then you'll be a true yogi after this pose. So there's some great action points though that you don't always hear about happy baby that I'm gonna share with you. So first of all, we'll just do one leg at a time. I'm gonna take my right hand to the outer edge of my right foot, lift the sole of the right foot up towards the sky. Maybe I just do one leg at a time if the hips are super tight. Otherwise, I'm gonna take the left foot and I'm working to get my feet up towards the sky. And then here we go, big action point, lengthen tailbone towards the front edge of your mat. Tuck the chin into the chest. Breathe deep, open your chest, open your heart. And then exhale, release. Awesome, extend one leg and then the other. We're coming into our final and most precious posture, Shavasana. There's a tendency, especially in the beginning, to kind of skip this guy. I don't know why you would, because all day long, all day I dream of Shavasana. But, you know, we're busy. We get very busy. We only have so much time. It's really hard to take time for ourselves, especially when we have people in our life that need us. But by golly, you've earned it. Take it. We're not going to be here long. Take the heels as wide as your yoga mat and then just allow the toes to windshield wiper out a little bit here, left and right. Then press into your head, lift your chest, snuggle your shoulder blades underneath your heart space, open the chest, and then allow your arms to come out at your sides. And then remember, what are we telling our brain here? What signals are we sending? Are we really tight here, or can we open up and soften, kind of calm and cool the nervous system and say, it's okay to let go, to restore. And close your eyes, and we're just gonna take 3 breaths here. So here we go, big breath in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose or the mouth. Inhale in. And big exhale to let it go. And last one, you got it. Exhale, release. Stay here as long as time allows, or if you have to boogie, make sure you take a moment to give thanks and praise for your body and taking this time for yourself, mind and body. I'm going to bring my hands together, and we usually seal our practice by just kind of saying a salutation or a prayer that acknowledges how awesome we are and how awesome everyone is. So we say namaste to bow to the light and ultimately the divine, or the ideas, the best version of ourselves. We bow to that within, and then we also acknowledge it in one another. So wherever you are, you can bring the hands together, or you can just take a quiet moment to yourself to feel that, feel and acknowledge your truest awesome self. And then remember and recognize that we all got that mojo. We all got it going on. It's the beauty of yoga, and the end of this ritual is that we just take one moment to acknowledge that. So that's what we do. We take a deep breath in, and we bow to the teacher within, to the awesome within, and then we acknowledge that with a bow to one another. Thanks again for sharing your time and your practice. I'll see you on the mat. Questions, comments, welcome below. Namaste.